We're back at it. The usual suspects are here, CD. We're back at it.
Yes, indeed.
We're right back. We're right back into into the fucking thick of it. I'm fucking dying. God damn it.
Stop doing that.
Oh shit. Mortality has officially found me and wants me gone. Oh. Oh, it hurts. Oh God. Oh, this is miserable. Who created this? Yeah, no intro today. Fuck you guys. My chest hurts. This sucks.
Oh boy.
First week back and I'm already feeling the fucking pain. I still gotta get a video done for tomorrow too. Fuck. Oh, this is gonna be fucking miserable. Oh.
Sounds like you're not quite 100% over it yet.
No, I never said I was. I never said that. That's not what I said. Oh. So you might be wondering what happened. I got sick. That was fucking fantastic. COVID's nothing to fucking mess with. Oh, God. Yeah, shit sucks. And like my showing wasn't even what I thought would be what COVID was. It was like a mixture between having like a sinus infection and really bad allergies, along with having a really shitty ass cough.
The allergies part is interesting. I haven't really heard that one associated with COVID.
Yeah, like a runny nose, sneezing, coughing, all that shit, all rolled into one, along with just feel like you have a cold. But I kind of knew I didn't have either of those because none of my go-to remedies for my allergies were working, like at all. None of them worked. Cold medicine was not working. Cough medicine was not working. Nothing was working. In fact, my symptoms only just got worse as time went on. So I'm like, oh fuck, this is actually a problem. Yeah, I can't.
Something entirely different.
Can't say I've played much. This is actually the first time in a bit that I've not like zonked out on the couch trying to not think about how bad I feel, which is...
Well, maybe you were zonked out, but that was it.
Yeah, that's about it. So, I don't really have much to report other than the fact that's why there was no episode last week. I was incredibly sick. And then I went back to work, and I was still incredibly sick. And worked through the rest of the week incredibly sick. I'm honestly surprised I did it. I can't believe I got through it, because that shit sucked.
Yeah, that's rough.
Welcome to life. Welcome to fucking life, ladies and gentlemen. Couple things I did do. Not much. I jailbroke my 3DS. Since Nintendo is going to shut down the eShop, I said, fuck you. Now I'll just have all my games digitally on my console at any given time now. Fuck you. It wasn't even that. It's a bit of a time-consuming process, but it's actually pretty easy. So now it's 100% jailbroken. I can do all kinds of goofy and weird shit with it. Next up is the Vita. I plan on jailbreaking that next. That's next in my crosshairs, because apparently that's really fucking easy now. They've made that process abundantly easy. So I'll give that a shot. Might as well, since the timer on whenever Sony decides to shut down that shit is
Yeah, I mean, they already tried once before, so...
Yeah, so... We already know that shop isn't long for this fucking world, so... Might want to jump on that shit immediately.
Yeah.
Which, I am aware there are people who will say that jailbreaking stuff and having other versions of games on your console is wrong. And to you, I simply say... C'est la vie.
They don't have to do it.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
say la vie, motherfuckers. Say la
Hmm.
vie. All right. Piracy does not inherently bother me.
Mhm.
Certain aspects of piracy bothers me, but not
Mhm.
this. This is a very different for me because I would not have jailbroken this if the eShop was going to
Mhm.
still be around. Would not have needed to. I would just go out and just buy the fucking things I really, really, really fucking wanted. That would be fucking
Mhm.
easier. Fuck that. I'll give you
Yeah.
fucking money. We live in a
And
capitalist society. I don't mind.
and especially after the shop is gone, you can't exactly argue with financial damages either.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously
Oh,
the
this
ten.
was this. You could have bought this. No, there's no venue available anymore. So no, I can't.
Yeah, no. So, I'm usually down with the notion of with people who say piracy is wrong to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily believe in pirating games on a console which is actively available and games are actively available and actively able to be bought. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
kind of a problem with that. That's not cool. Don't do that. But
Sure.
you're going to take away the ability to buy stuff off the platform. Well,
Hmm.
you know, that's where I draw the line. I say, well, you're gonna take away my ability to give you money, then I'm just gonna take away the ability to do things legally. Fuck you. I threw in I think a 250 gig SD card in this motherfucker because I happen to have one
Mm-hmm.
sitting around. Don't ask me why I have a 200
Hmm.
something gig SD card just sitting around because
I mean, over
money,
time, it's natural since you upgrade cards and then you don't necessarily need the smaller ones.
you know, because money just
They
doesn't matter
usually
to me.
last quite a while.
Yeah, so I went through that whole upgrade. I went through that whole process. Had a giant card in here, and I said, first thing I'm gonna do
Mm-hmm.
is I'm just gonna put digital versions of all the 3DS games I already own. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
The games up
Yeah,
there
I
can
mean,
just sit
you
up
own
there.
them, so whatever.
Yeah, they can just sit up there. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, display pieces at this fucking point, anyways. With as much stuff as I have, you would think they were just display pieces. Some people actually don't think some of those games actually work, which I'm like, then why the fuck do you think they're sitting back? Reminds me of Josh Drive Hayes, where someone
Mm-hmm.
thought the stuff in the background of his videos was fake,
Ah.
like props, and he's like, no, it's not a green
Mm-hmm.
screen. They're not props. They're actual items. Thank you very much. Yeah, welcome, welcome to the welcome to the world I live in. But
Mm-hmm.
that's it. That's all I got. Uh, Being sick took most of the wind out of me for the last like week, so I don't really have much to
Mm-hmm.
show for it other than the fact that I'm here this week, trying my
Mm-hmm.
best not to cough up a lung.
For me, from what I remember, I already mentioned that I started Chrono Trigger last time we recorded.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I've been mainly continuing that. I'm currently at the point in the future where I'm about to destroy that machine in the ocean. What's it called? The Ocean Castle or
The
something?
Ocean Palace. Yeah.
Ah, Palace. Right. Yeah, the palace. Exactly. So we're at that point where that thing is about to happen.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very.
Yeah, it's been going quite well. Most of the boss fights have been going decently. Uh, the what was it? The Magus fight was a bit annoying, but besides that one, they've been pretty decent.
Yeah, for the most part, they're not. The Magus one
Mm-hmm.
stands out for just being overly long and semi-tedious.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you know how the fight's supposed to work, that fight could still be a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, because that one is the randomness of the whole switching and all from the barrier switching. The randomness is Pretty much the most tedious part of it. And but even though I'm not really changing up the party. I'm pretty much going with the main three: Chrono, Mal, and Luca. It's been working out fine. Even that party setup is missing a stronger party heal, but the single heals from Mar pretty much make up for that, because I have her equipped with the what's it called? The gold stud, I
Yeah, I
think.
was about to say
Whatever
one
item
of the
that's
studs that cuts down the
hmm
cost.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the golden one that I have cuts it down by 50% MP. And Luca has the silver one, which cuts it down by 25%.
Yeah, those items are fucking
So yeah.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I have one of the studs
And
on fucking Chrono, and all I
uh-huh.
do with that is just spam Luminaire, because I'm like, yeah, fuck you
Mm-hmm.
guys. Luminaire for 5 MP, I'm about to blow you motherfuckers sky fucking high.
I don't think I have that skill yet. But with Chrono, let me think. Which item do I have for him? Ah, right. I think it was the plus 25% HP. I think I have given him that. Which, yeah, that is a pretty significant HP boost.
I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm. And for his attacks, I mean, the lightning too, and his cleave is also pretty strong as a physical attack. And I gave him the. I still have the sword that does double damage to magical beings. So with quite a few enemies, that one does nice damage.
Yeah, I was about to say, it probably does some good fucking damage.
Mm-hmm.
Good shit.
Yeah, and I'm not sure which it was, but I think one of the it might be the sword or it's the armor, but I think he essentially has by default the defense stance or whatever it is when Luca would cast protect on someone.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think it might be the armor because I have given him one of the upgraded armors from the chests, from the sealed chests. I think it was the one that heals, that absorbs dark magic, the shadow magic.
Ah, nice.
Mm-hmm.
See, I haven't. I've been playing the way I've been playing it is I have to go back and get a
Mm-hmm.
lot of those upgradable chests. So the
Mm-hmm.
ones that you collect in like year 1000 and go back to 600 and collect them. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. So you go to 600, deny,
getting it.
oh yeah, deny getting it. Go back, further, further to 1000, then get it, and then go back to 600 or something like that. It was, I think, or was it the other way around? 1000 deny, 600 pick up,
I'd
back
have
to
to look
1000.
up I'd
I
have to look
think.
up my notes to be 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah,
will say
was one or the other.
some of the side quests I've been doing, cuz right now I'm in the
Uh-huh.
point of doing like the actual side quest for each character, like each of the character stories.
Mm-hmm.
And so, okay, little, I'm gonna spoil it for you here, CD. I don't do
Mm-hmm.
this. I don't automatically just know what to do. I actually do have a site pulled up to tell
Yeah,
me.
for the side quests, that's no surprise there, yeah.
Yeah, no, fuck that. No.
Mm-hmm.
So, for anyone who has watched my videos and go, man, she really knows what he's doing. No, no, not at all. No. But there's a moment in one of the side quests I really liked because
Mm-hmm.
so one of the things I've talked about on this show is I like it when characters talk to each other like people. They just have a
Mm-hmm.
conversation. It's one of my favorite parts of like Final Fantasy VII remake was
Mm-hmm.
like these characters just talking to each other, just having conversations with each other, that group dynamic, right? That's the thing I
Mm-hmm.
love about these games sometimes. And there's a moment with that with all these characters in Chrono Trigger. They
Mm-hmm.
have one of these moments around a campfire where Robo brings up an interesting point about what's been going on in their adventure. And they all
Mm-hmm.
start kind of pitching ideas and they're like, wait a minute, what? And they're bouncing ideas. Even Magus gets involved in the conversation, which blew my fucking mind because I didn't think he'd say anything. Even he's throwing ideas out there. I'm like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Okay, so
like
that's a bit later in the game. Okay.
it's one of the side quests before you go to finish everything up. I'm not gonna say which side
Mm-hmm.
quest. I'm gonna make you figure out which one. But it's such a cool, like, I love those kind of moments where like the characters have those moments together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shame because you don't get a lot of that in Chrono Trigger by and large. Like the
Mm-hmm.
party, your active party will have those moments together where they'll talk to each other, but by and large the
Mm-hmm.
group as a whole doesn't oftentimes have this, which
Yeah.
also kind of
I
makes
mean,
which kind of makes
naturally, given
sense.
the setup, yeah,
Yeah, which
because
makes
they're
sense.
over in the end of time.
Yeah, they're in the end of time. So this is like one of the
Mm-hmm.
few times I think all the party members have all been together all at the same time having a
Mm-hmm.
conversation. And I dug that moment. I was like, oh, this is
Mm-hmm.
cool. And these side quests also do play with the whole time thing, which I thought was like,
Mm-hmm.
I have to leave it here and then go forward, go
Mm-hmm.
forward in time. Oh shit! But now the thing's gone. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it gone? Who took it? All right, I'll go forward again in time. Fuck you. I'll find it. So
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, definitely. I will say some of these side quests, man. If you don't know what to look for,
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't for the fact that I have resources to tell me step by step how to get through them, I don't think I'd figure some of this shit out as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think I would. I don't think I'd figure some of this shit out. Some of this shit, I'm like, this is really, like, this is clever, but it's also kind of obtuse. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
this is,
especially since you'd have to essentially note everything down because obviously at the time, quest log, what's that? So you
there's
have to
no
know to
quest log.
talk to the
Yeah.
you have to know to talk to every character, note the things down, and figure out which stuff is important. Like figuring out that you have to talk to one of these specific characters in the Zeal Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that you have to talk to her and tell her to grow one of the seeds in secret.
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, surprisingly, you're not locked out of that if you wait. I
Mm-hmm.
don't. If
Yeah,
you wait, you're not locked out of it.
up
You
to a certain point, you have another chance to get it, but I think there's a point when that's done.
Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, you're not locked out of it 100% if you wait till after
Mm-hmm.
the Ocean Palace event, because that
Mm-hmm.
character will still be somewhere for you to talk to them, which had
Mm-hmm.
me terrified because I
Mm-hmm.
hadn't accidentally activated that. So I fit. Because see, I
Mm-hmm.
hadn't played up to this point in like a really long time, so I didn't know what
Uh-huh.
happened with the Ocean Palace event. But then it happened, and I'm like, oh shit. Oh, oh shit! He did what? Oh, oh no! Oh man, SCP 1999 really fucking people up out here. Oh, oh fuck! The
I mean, given how it's going, I'm not there yet. It's kind of you can see it coming. I'd say
mm-hmm.
you can see that shit's gonna go down there.
Yeah, shit's gonna go. Shit's gonna hit the fan really fucking
Mm-hmm.
hard. All right, so what else have you been playing, CD? Or was it just been?
Casually, a little bit of the what's it called? The Capcom, the Street Fighter collection.
Ah, nice. Yeah, yeah.
Specifically, Street Fighter 2. A bit casually at first with the regular controller, and then I decided, hmm, why not go ahead and get something like this
Yeah, why not?
to try it out
Yeah,
in
why not?
comparison?
Why not?
Yeah, and since
Even I
this
have a
one
fight
is
stick.
pretty cheap, mm-hmm. Since this one is pretty cheap, I thought, yep, okay. I had a look at some reviews, and they pretty much all said, yeah, this one's cheap, but still workable. These works nicely. It doesn't have any, well, doesn't really have any customizability, but since that's not important for me, it's fine. So I tried that one out, and yeah, it's, as a first try, it was quite nice.
Yeah. The
I'll
day.
probably keep at that a bit. Well, obviously.
Yeah. The days of your only option for fight stick costing $300 plus are long since over. I remember back when the only
Yeah.
fight sticks you could get are like the tournament series Madcast ones for certain game releases, and those were like $350 fucking dollars.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
quite a sum.
yeah, and like if you're just getting in, oof, oof,
Yeah.
that's tough. That's fucking tough.
Yeah, this one was something 45 or something like that, which is, yeah.
Yeah, the one I have, I think I paid like 60.
Mm-hmm.
I paid like
Yeah,
65.
The cheaper ones that I seen recommended was either this one for about 45, and the next step up would be something like the one from 8-Bit Do, the wireless one for about 80 something, and another one for about 80 something, which was the let me check, the Mayflash arcade one.
Yeah, I have a Mayflash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The let's see, which one was it? The F300.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the currently one of the currently recommended cheaper ones. That one goes for 85 currently for us.
Yeah, I think that's the one I have, though. I have one of the Mayflashes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love that stick. That stick is, you know, it's one of those things to where it's like you want to get in, but you don't want to spend so much money that you feel almost locked the fuck in. You know what I mean? Like, because that would suck. Like that, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't want to spend, because I know a lot of my friends when we were getting into playing like Guilty Gear, like really hardcore. I was using a pad at the time, and I wanted to get away from using a pad, so I was already like motivated to buy a stick. But at the same time, you know, the pad I paid like $25 for used at GameStop. How much am I really willing to invest after that? You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm being cheap. I'm just saying, like, the level of investment you might be willing to invest. I'm not gonna invest $120 into a stick. I'm sorry. I probably still wouldn't now, even if I had the $120 available to invest into a stick. I probably still wouldn't invest that fucking much into a stick.
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's nothing new for me to invest a decent amount into a controller, given the Elite series of Xbox controllers.
But I mean, the adage I think still remains mostly true, right? You get what you pay for.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? You buy something cheap, you're gonna end up with a cheap result. You buy something nice. I mean, now obviously this isn't always like a 90, 100% the case. I've bought some cheap shit that has lasted me a lot longer than I figured it would, given the price. But by and large, if you buy something cheap, you're going to end up with a cheap result.
Yeah, you just have to have a look at what the price brings you. Like with this one, it's obviously not customizable. Like the more costly arcade sticks, like you can't exactly just switch out the buttons, switch out the stick, and stuff like that, or it obviously doesn't have the high quality parts like from Sanwa, stuff like that. So it wouldn't compare with the higher end sticks in terms of the feel of the stick or the buttons, but for someone who is starting out and casually playing, I'd say it's a decent start.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have a look if this one works out fine and I stick with playing games like that. For example, maybe get Street Fighter 6 when it's out.
Oh,
Who knows?
yeah.
And just casually play it. No, nothing competitive, but
Oh,
just
see,
yeah.
you see, I said the same thing when I started playing Guilty
Mhm.
Gear. I said the same.
Mhm.
I said the same thing. Yeah. Ooh, you.
I know myself. I don't like the competitive aspect of any game.
Oh, see, I don't play. It's mostly just me and my friends that play. Like we'll
Hmm.
play against each other. We don't usually go on like randoms. But see, here's the thing.
Yeah,
You might not.
something like that. Yeah, playing against friends or something like that. Like that, I don't count that as much competitive. That's more for fun and yeah, competing against each other. But what I would
That,
count as competitive is in regards to ranked matches or stuff like that. In that
yeah.
terms, competitive, but more the casual.
I
Yeah, I'm gonna probably play against other people I know, but
I
yeah,
got
more
into
casually.
I got into Exard Rev 2, and that was
Mm-hmm.
almost 80 hours of matches with me and my friends. 80
Mm-hmm.
hours of time put into that fucking video game. All
Mm-hmm.
right? You want to you want to get comfortable with a stick? 80 hours on a stick?
Yeah, that'll do it.
If you ain't comfortable by 80 hours, my guy, you're not getting comfortable. That's
Yeah.
not You're not
Mm-hmm.
getting comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, I've let's see. So far I've just played Street Fighter 2, the classic one, so no adages, just the regular Street Fighter 2. Um played the arcade mode with the regular gamepad up to Honda with Ryu, and today I played that first time with the stick against Honda, and yeah, then after a few tries I beat that one. Now I think I have two more fights left in that arcade in against AI.
I'm never against someone joining the fighting game, the stick community. Never against it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always gonna shill for that every single fucking time. Anything else before we jump in to this
No,
week's?
game wise, that's been pretty much it for me. Mm-hmm.
All right. So a few years in 2020, we covered the Chris Avalon story, where a
Yes.
handful of ladies made some
Mm-hmm. Maybe two
accusations
of
about
them.
him. Two of them made some
Yeah.
pretty serious accusations towards him, and
Mm-hmm.
at the time he stayed silent. He
Yeah.
let them say what they were gonna say. He laid in the
Mm-hmm.
cut, didn't say nothing, and
Mm-hmm.
he was it. How much was like a year later? He decided to come back and press charges.
Yeah, sometime in 21. Yeah.
He
He
decided
posted
to
his breaking the silence post.
he
Mm-hmm.
decided that he was going to take action
Mm-hmm.
because I mean
Yeah.
obviously they hurt his
Because up to
reputation.
that point, yeah, and he also lost at least one of his jobs, which was, I think, with Dying Light 2, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. So now at the time, CD, I said some shit. I know what I
Mm-hmm.
said, and I said, CD, wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
that just be great if he became the fucking consequence for their actions? I'm like, do not let them off. Nah, Nick,
Mm-hmm.
no, do not let them walk away. You become the consequence for what they've done. And
Mm-hmm.
here we are in the year of our Lord 2023.
And oh, look, if it isn't the consequences of our actions.
If it isn't the consequences of our actions. The case could, on his Twitter, he says, the case concerning the allegations made against me in 2020 have been resolved. You can find the joint statement here. I understand that Ms. Barrows has requested to retract her statements to the media about me. I'm gonna touch on that.
That's gonna help.
I'm gonna touch on that shortly.
Mhm.
We gonna touch on that. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna touch on that. Um, the parties have resolved the matter. Claims were dismissed with prejudice pursuant to the confidential statement that provides for a seven-figure payment that includes the return of attorney fees, entered against Mr. Avalon in California. I understand that after engaging with Mr. Avalon, we have prepared the following statement. Mr. Avalon never sexually assaulted either of us. We have no knowledge that he has ever sexually abused any women. We have no knowledge that Mr. Avalon has ever misused corporate funds. Anything we have previously said or written about Mr. Avalon to the contrary was not our intent.
I
Yeah,
did that one.
yeah. I'm not gonna read this entire fucking thing,
Yeah.
but I'm essentially gonna sum it up. Yeah, we didn't mean it. It was we didn't. It never happened. He didn't do anything. We didn't mean it.
Yeah.
It was all a jape. My bad.
Let me just take one of the parts of the statement. We are passionate about the safety, security, and agency of women, minorities, LGBTQIA plus persons, and every other community that has seen persecution in the video game industry. Yeah, okay. So you went ahead and faked some accusations, which is definitely gonna make it easier for future accusations to be believed. Uh-huh.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
the
I
greatest.
maybe would check on that passion again because that passion looks more like brainworms to me.
Yeah, I don't. I'd actually question your intent at that point, as far as where
sanity,
you're.
intent, integrity, pretty much everything. It's
Yeah,
very
like
questionable.
yeah, like where your intent was with this for you to say something like that after essentially trying to cost the guy his livelihood, only for you to turn around and then say, "Oh no, we didn't. That was not our intent. This never happened." Like, bruh, like and what's fucked up, and what's really fucked up, and I'm gonna touch on it now. What's really kind of fucked up is I don't necessarily know how much good this does them in the long run, because let me finish. I will get there. I say this because I have my sincerest doubts, CD, that these sites retracted shit. I have my sincere.
I don't think any of the sites will retract much. No.
I have my sincerest doubts that any of them will retract shit.
Yeah,
so like,
and even if news sites retract something, it was still out there. He lost jobs because of it. And I don't think those companies are gonna care about if those things have been retracted. They might officially, but unofficially, they're still gonna have a look at the resumes that he sends in, or the proposals he sends in, and have him marked as potential sexual abuser in their minds.
yeah,
It's not gonna change shit for him.
Yeah, this isn't. I don't really feel like this would have mattered all that much. Like, good on him for becoming the consequence, and good on him for not letting them skate on by. And the fact that he did receive damages for what they did to him, because fuck you. Fuck you. You're gonna try to damage my fucking livelihood. I'm taking you for every fucking penny you have, and then some.
Yeah.
So no. I have no illusions here about the fact that about the hollow effort of trying to retract their statements. Now, do I think that these girls actually went through and requested it? Yeah, sure. I'll take them at. I mean, I shouldn't take them at their fucking word, but given the fact that this was an illegal document claiming that they did it, I'm gonna take them at their fucking word. At some point that they did. Do I actually think that these sites would? I would probably want to go back and check.
Yeah.
Prior articles written on the matter and see what happened. But given what we know about this industry and what we've seen from
Yeah.
this industry, I have my doubts that they would take such a hit to
Mm-hmm.
do that. I don't think they
Yeah,
would.
given how difficult it was for someone to have, I think it, I'm not sure if it was it, I think it was Kotaku, where one of the reporters at first claimed that she's not gonna put a victim's name officially in the document and claimed in the interview that it would be off the record, some things, but she still put it in there. And then it took that victim years to get the site to remove that stuff.
Yeah, no,
So yeah.
I don't have
Mm-hmm.
a lot of confidence
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that at all.
I can say I wish Chris Avalon all the luck in finding new jobs, but yeah, it's probably not going to be that easy.
Yeah,
I hope
no.
he'll. I hope he'll manage to get good jobs because some companies might go good faith with him, but you never know how it's gonna work out. But we'll see. If in any case, I hope he gets a good job, and if so, I'm looking forward to whatever his work will be.
Yeah. And thank you, sir, for being the fucking consequence.
Hmm.
Fucking I said it. I remember. I remember what I said back in 2020. I'm gonna say it again. Don't you dare let these bitches off. Become the
Mm-hmm.
fucking consequence. Don't for a second go easy. They want they
Mm-hmm.
want they want to spark some shit. All right then.
Yeah.
We sparking that
Mm-hmm.
shit. Let's go. Treat this shit like an
Mm-hmm.
arcade. You want to talk shit? Then guess what? We going. All right,
Yeah.
fuck the high road. You go on the low road. Guess what, bitch? I'm meeting you there. I'll be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm I'm
Yeah.
meeting you down there. We're not. Nah, fuck the high road. I'm taking the low road along with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know what? Another indicator of why I think that it's not going to be too easy for him is I've seen the reporting on this from Eric Kane, and some people actually reacted by claiming that these people never claimed he sexually abused them
Hmm.
because they called him uh, what was it? I think a sexual predator, but they never specifically stated that he sexually abused them, just that he abused them. So for
Oh.
these people, context is our the word context is made up of Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Yeah. Clearly. Doesn't. Hey man. You know you can twist a word to the point to where it
Mm-hmm.
stops having meaning.
Yeah.
All right.
And for
Like.
these people, brain cells have stopped having meaning, I guess.
All right. The next story on today's docket is gamer group. Get
Mm-hmm.
Why is it spelled that way? I thought you was trolling me when you posted
Nope.
in the Discord. I thought you was just trolling me. You know what I
Nope.
mean? Like gamers,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean? Like I was like, oh,
Yeah.
see these trolling me with this as usual.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking the piss. I can't trust him with editorial anymore. We have to put him on bench
Uh-huh.
work. Put him on the
And then you
bench.
look at the tweet that I posted
Yeah,
before,
I
and
look
then you
at the tweet
realize,
and I'm like, shit, he's
oh,
not trolling me. He's actually
oh.
Gamer Group, which owns Destructoid, Siliconera, Twin Infinite, and a bunch of other gaming media sites, announced several layoffs today, blaming them on big operational deficiencies, saying it would push performance metrics even harder moving forward. Oh, one sec.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there we go. Since 2022, we have more than tripled our full time headcount from 55 to 171 people, with the majority in content and editorial. While it's the decision we made to invest heavily into our team was one that was made with the greatest intentions to grow our audience and content output, we unfortunately moved too broadly without the right protective measures in place. The analysis I referred above exposed that approximately 35% of the content we were producing was driving less than 10% of our web traffic. While this content will underperform regularly, we cannot maintain such a high level of inefficiency, 1 in 3 articles at present. Conclusively, the investment in new categories and simultaneously increasing the volume across existing ones didn't deliver the profitability to justify further investment, and we were late in measuring the effectiveness. So, in other words, y'all fucking tripled your staff, but you weren't tripling anything else. Because according to
Yeah,
this,
they're just buying stuff and then just not having the desired effect from it, because that kind of logic is kind of weird.
like on one hand, like okay, I could see hiring staff if business is
Mm-hmm.
going up and you want to continue, you want to push more content out, so you bring in more
Mm-hmm.
people to help put in more content.
Yeah, but
But
that's usually just on one site. Essentially, you have one site, you increase the staff there, and then okay.
right,
But what they kind of did is a bit different because they just bought up sites,
yeah, um,
which that doesn't work like that. Oh, and on a side note, beginning last year, they also bought up a company that you might know or might remember,
oh,
Primer Games.
oh shit, that's
Mm-hmm.
unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Not what I was
Yeah.
expecting from this exchange, but fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, a shell of its former self. Sadly, I don't think I've seen like new strategy books in like years now. I think that's pretty much. I
Mm-hmm.
think Prima Games pretty much gave up that shit a long time ago, which probably for the better, but still. But yeah, yeah,
Kind of
that's.
ironic since apparently having no strategy also translated to gamer group.
I just don't. I don't like. They up their staff by like 3
Mm-hmm.
fucking times. But like according to this, like
Mm-hmm.
okay, so like articles underperforming, yeah, fine. I acknowledge that
Mm-hmm.
can happen. That's obviously a thing. But they're
Yeah.
they're they're saying that they were like 1 in 3 articles would perform.
Mm-hmm.
1 in 3 out of,
Mm-hmm.
and when you have 171 fucking people writing or on editorial in general,
Mm-hmm.
yikes. That's a lot. That's a lot of garbage.
Uh-huh.
And the thing is, you could probably weed most of that shit out. Like, cause I mean, you don't have to work that hard to figure out where your dead weight is. It's easy. You find the majority of the articles that hit a certain baseline for hits. You
Mm-hmm.
correlate that with the people writing them, and then you go, all right, these people by and large are writing the most successful articles on the website. So they're the ones that we're gonna be putting most of our effort in keeping. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
else,
Yeah.
unless you've
The
hit
other
a certain baseline in metrics, guess what, motherfuckers? Trimming these hedges.
and yeah, but the problem with that is also going by that line of thinking doesn't uh doesn't necessarily make you a good long time long term doesn't make a good long term plan, because articles aren't always gonna get the clicks that they would deserve in terms of quality, because some topics are more interesting than others, but other quality articles are also important.
Right.
So if
Yeah.
you just go by clicks, that necessarily makes your site develop into a clickbait rubbish site if you're going that
Yeah, because
direction. So
at that
essentially,
point, you're
at that
arguing.
point, you're all gonna go into the direction of Kotaku and Polygon and whatever. So that's not gonna help you in the long run
Right,
either.
but I think if we're gonna be 100% honest with ourselves here,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a comfortable honesty, but it is honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what most of these sites want?
Well,
Like let's be real. Like you want to be successful. You're looking at the bigger sites that are still successful that aren't having these problems. Or at least not having these problems as seriously. You don't hear about Kotaku. Like I know we've heard about
mm-hmm.
Polygon. I think it was Polygon or one offshoot of Kotaku that had to cut staff a few years ago. I think it was like one of the
Well, the UK version of Kotaku was shut
yeah,
down,
the UK branch
but
shut down. But
yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm. I'm
you're
not sure about the current state of Kotaku and Polygon, but they might be still doing decently, but I'm not sure if it's necessarily all that great.
yeah, you
It's gonna be
unfortunately
interesting to see how that continues because I'm not sure how much the SVB stuff, from the Silicon Valley Bank stuff, is gonna affect them.
yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, you want to compete with the big boys.
I mean,
So
if they're gonna wanna go into that direction, sure, go ahead. That's not gonna make you a quality site, but if that's not your interest, then
yeah,
have
but
fun there.
how much of these sites really cared about being quality sites though?
Let's see
Like
which ones
how
were
much
they.
does quality
I
really
mean,
matter?
okay, okay, Siliconera by now, not anymore. Back in the past, they've been better. They've certainly gone downhill. The Escapists, I'd say they care decently. Destructoid, I'm not sure. The others, Twinfinite, nah. Oh, which ones were they? Let me see. What did the site? Yeah, Twinfinite. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one can go into the void. That one certainly didn't care about that, but some of them did. By so it's a kind of a mixed bag in that regard.
I mean, yeah, okay, I'll buy it. I'll buy that. I'll go along. I'll go along with that. Maybe my cynicism is a little too high. Maybe my overall cynicism towards the industry is a little bit too
I mean,
unjust.
I'll definitely agree with you that there's a lots of sites that don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Definitely.
but like
I just in
it's
some of the cases I just don't know enough about the site's current status, like with Destructoid. With Siliconera, I know, yeah, I agree, that one doesn't matter. And Twinfinite as well, so those two, yeah, definitely trash. The Escapist, from what I've seen of it in recent times, they still do care. But obviously, I don't know about the general quality of their articles. It's
I
just their management seems to still care.
still seems to give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Still seems to
Yeah.
care. Oh man. That is kind of absurd though to imagine like they hired so many people. They
Uh-huh.
boosted staffing so fucking hard. That is
Yeah, that
absurd.
seems kind of ridiculous.
Tripling
And
your
that's just
staff.
since the start of last year. That's
Tripling your staff that
oh.
fucking fast. Like anybody who has even a slight grasp on history will tell you that kind of growth that quickly is very rarely ever healthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not to
Especially since, well, it doesn't say which sites were which sites were getting the most of those resources, or if it was relatively evenly handled. Which, it's a good question.
But yeah, so that's my feelings. That's how I feel
Yeah.
on this. For better or for worse, I don't see how you could do that, how you could boost your staff that insanely, that quickly, and
Mm-hmm.
not for a second think to yourself, "Oh, this won't possibly end badly." No, this won't there's no possible conceivable way this will go wrong. Tripling our staff in less than a year?
Mm-hmm.
There's not a conceivable way. This is totally a secure investment. It's it's the Swiss cheese boat out on the fucking Atlantic. There's no possible way this can possibly go
Yeah.
wrong. Not no way, no way, no how. Totally.
Yeah. And I don't know, what did they expect? They just did that and didn't check up on it, on the changes? Because this makes it sound like, yeah, they just did that, just here, throw money at that, and then it'll just work out. I'm not gonna care about it.
There's no
It's
way.
weird.
There's no way this can possibly blow up in our faces. How
Uh,
could this
nah.
possibly happen? We won't
Mm-hmm.
possibly see the downside of our short-sightedness come back to bite us in the ass. How could it possibly happen?
I mean, if they're decently short-sighted, they won't see it coming. Yeah, that's true.
No, like I don't even think like decently short-sighted covers it. I feel like anyone with like I feel like anybody with like a reasonable grasp on business and or history should be able to look
Mm-hmm.
at that situation and go, "Wait, we tripled our staff how quickly?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did we check our metrics before we did this? The fuck?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would require having an understanding in management and stuff like this. Which might be the missing piece here.
Yeah, that might that might be the inherent problem we're running into here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the Blizzard trying to obtain, I mean, no, the Microsoft trying to obtain Activision Blizzard King saga
Mm-hmm.
continues. Oh my god,
Yes.
this needs to just come to a conclusion at some point. Either let these fuckers buy this shit or tell them no.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know if I can find the actual article. Did you have an actual article for this that would be more
Yeah,
conclusive?
didn't. Hey, let's see here.
All right. There have been arguments now on the purchase may affect the market. Having considered the additional evidence provided, we have now provisionally concluded that the merger will not result in a substantial lessening of competition in the console gaming services, the regulator said in a statement, because the cost to Microsoft of withholding Call of Duty from PlayStation would outweigh any gains from making such a decision.
Mm-hmm. I'm taking such an action. Just
Okay.
a, yeah, interesting take on it. But it makes sense because if they withhold Call of Duty from PlayStation and all, yeah, that's instantly eliminates that user base.
And we've had this conversation. I don't necessarily
Mm-hmm.
know if Call of Duty would get PlayStation people to jump ship.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't
Some
know.
might, but
Not
the
enough.
majority
Not
probably not.
enough. Not like either A jump ship or B completely buy a separate console.
Yeah. Given the costs of a console, yeah, it may not seem
That's
like
a
the most likely
that's a
option.
that's a dubious
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
guess at best.
Especially once they've already bought a 5 to 600 buck console.
Yeah, that's a hard sell.
Hmm. even if they would choose the lesser version, the Series S, for example, I think that's still around 300 or 2 to 300 at least.
2 to 300 just to play Call of Duty, though.
Yeah,
I mean, I
two to
think.
three hundred plus the price for Call of Duty plus the DLC,
Oh god, yeah. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that part.
depending. I mean, obviously you'd pay that anyway,
Yeah, so
given no matter the console. So yeah, the Switch price would be essentially the 2 to 300, which yeah, and that in itself wouldn't bring you. It's essentially just to bring you back on par. So yeah, that's quite the asking price there. Which yeah, I see a lot of people say, okay, we're either sticking with the previous version of Call of Duty or switching to another game like Battlefield
I mean, yeah.
or some other shooter. I mean, it's not
I mean,
like
that's
there's
there's choice. You
little
have
variant there.
yeah,
Yeah.
you have choice. It's not to
Mm-hmm.
say that Call of Duty is the only game in town. It's to say that Call of
Mm-hmm.
Duty makes up such a large market share of said
Yeah.
game that
Mm-hmm.
removing them from the overall pie would mm, be a little
Mm-hmm.
tough, little
Yeah.
difficult. Although, yeah, that
Because I
isn't.
think a major factor is also gonna be that these people play that game because it's their friend circle that's playing it. So if that friend circle is on PlayStation and they stick to PlayStation, they can just switch to another game and still have fun.
Yeah, FOMO is a bitch, and peer pressure,
Mm-hmm.
as I've said in the
Yeah.
past, always wins. As much as
Mm-hmm.
my peers tend to tell me that I'm being incredibly ridiculous in saying that, peer pressure,
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10, will win.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are not capable of being able to deal with peer pressure. Peer pressure usually always wins. So,
Mm-hmm.
I will say I wasn't expecting that take though. That's a take I wasn't expecting from the legislators
Uh-huh.
on this one. The notion of Microsoft is holding a gun, and
Mm-hmm.
by making it Microsoft only, they'd be shooting themselves with said gun. So
Mm-hmm.
we can happily rely on the idea that Microsoft, not wanting to put a bullet hole in themselves, will not in fact shoot themselves with said gun. Therefore, they can have said gun.
Mm.
Now, on one hand, that's really nice of you to think that my self-preservation instincts are
Mm.
so high. On the other hand, you're still leaving the monkey with the gun. You might
they
want to.
they're leaving the monkey with the calculator with the gun, essentially.
Yeah, you're leaving the nerd
Because
monkey with the gun.
financial calculations are a big driving factor with companies. And if they
I
calculate, yeah, this is not going to bring us the additional however many million or billion dollar reduce in that amount of time, it's more effective to stick with all the platforms, then they're gonna do that.
yeah, this it doesn't benefit them. It doesn't. There's no
Mm-hmm.
benefit to them to making that choice otherwise, because it would just end up like I said. It's
Mm-hmm.
you having the gun and then shooting yourself in the foot. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot, preferably. Can't speak for everybody, but
Yeah.
preferably you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. Just gonna throw
Mm-hmm.
it out there. Goodness sakes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would like to see like what the future looks like once this deal goes through, because
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of properties that Microsoft's going to have, and
Yeah.
I've said this before. Microsoft is slowly becoming a bit on the monolithic side after
Mm.
this after this purchase. Now, granted, it's not like they've bought Embracer. If they bought Embracer at that point, they've officially become the monolith. Not, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
They've officially
That's
become
then
the
they're the
monolith.
Kraken. They're the
Yeah.
Kraken at that point.
Yeah, they're the unstoppable, unknowable
Mhm.
darkness at the bottom of the sea that swallows up boats whole. You can't stop that. You don't know what that is. All right, to stare
Mhm.
upon it causes you to go insane. Oh
Mike
man,
Cthulhu.
it's it's the unknowable. You can't stare into the face of the unknown and not go insane by looking at it. Unfortunately. Uh, I would also. I mean, the thing is, I know some people are like, well, maybe Blizzard will get better after this, but Microsoft doesn't usually intervene a lot on on the companies they take in, right? They don't usually
I don't
get.
know. I mean, they haven't had a case like this yet. They didn't acquire any company that was this embroiled in problems yet.
Cause I would love to see Blizzard
Mm-hmm.
turn around.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I know I've talked about my own personal reasons for not wanting to engage with any Blizzard properties, but
Sure.
you know, I'd like to at the very least consider trying
Mm-hmm.
Diablo or playing Diablo 4 at some point in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like you made the great point. There was actually an article about that. There was an
Mm-hmm.
article about Diablo 4 and like its beta launch and this is launch in general, and the devs
Mm-hmm.
were like, "Yeah, it's not gonna be pretty, guy." Like even the devs are like, "Yeah, this is gonna be a rough launch."
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, we've seen the long queue times in the betas, both the one before the I think it was it closed beta? No, I think it was all public beta, but one was more open than the other, I think. I'm not quite sure. But last week's was quite overloaded. This weekend, we also had quite a long queue times from what I've seen. So, yeah, I wouldn't expect the launch to go all that smoothly. Maybe not quite as rough as with Diablo 3, but yeah, it's.
I'm expecting WoW Classic levels.
What was that like? Remind me.
Uh, 3 4 hours only to get into the game, then get booted
Uh
out, and
huh.
then booted right back into the queue line again for the 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I've heard of cases like that. Like one of the who was it? Was it Asmongold? I think there was an article where he had a long queue time, then created his character, and then got booted down out because disconnected. And then when he, after a long queue time, he was back in, that newly created character was gone.
Ooh,
Well, thankfully he didn't have any playtime with it yet, so he didn't
yeah.
really lose much.
No, you
Just the
can't.
time to customize the character.
Just yeah. He didn't. Thank God, he didn't lose much. That would suck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, well, probably. I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw some version of Era 37 again, but potentially not quite as massively as with the
I
Diablo
would
3 launch.
love.
But I wouldn't
I
be
w-
surprised if it was that bad.
I still would love to hear an actual reason why this game needs to be online always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
Besides the
would.
world bosses, so far there really isn't any
But why?
in-game reason.
But why do the world bosses need me to be online? Because that could already just be in the game. They could just be randomly spawned. Like you could just
Yeah,
randomly have that shit spawn, right? Like,
because you can't do them solo. They're too powerful for that. You have to have a group, and it's more easy to get the group together if you're in a shared world. So just people go there and you get bigger groups
I
more
mean,
quickly. So
okay,
that's the the in-game reason for it.
I don't like it,
The
but
the
fair enough.
reason the bigger reason currently, I feel, is because it advertises the cosmetics.
Oh.
Because yeah, while this game doesn't have any pay to win microtransactions, there's still stuff like the battle pass and other cosmetics that you can buy. And that's pretty much gonna be currently the big reason why they have it as a shared world.
Yeah, well, I'll see how I feel about it then.
Yeah.
I'll see how
I
I
don't like
feel.
it either so far, but yeah. I still hope they give us better reasons for it to be in a shared world besides that, but
Oh, they better
I'm not
start.
holding my breath.
They better start adding better reasons. That's what they better fucking do if they're gonna keep it that way.
I mean,
Like, fine, you
as
wanna
they're
launch,
since they're doing a live
launch,
service, yeah.
you wanna launch this way. Fine, I will
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge that 9 times out of 10, most games don't justify their existence at launch. A lot of them don't, especially live service
Mm-hmm.
games. They don't launch with a
Yeah.
great reason.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not even gonna have set items at launch, from what I remember.
Jesus Christ.
You're gonna have stuff like, yeah, legendaries and all, but set items, from what I remember, are gonna be added post-launch. Which, yeah, how long did they have time to develop this? Again?
A while, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think so.
But
Because, I mean,
I
3 has
mean,
been around for a long time,
but
and,
CD, hear me out. Hear me out, CD.
yeah.
How can you possibly have
Yes.
time to create set items when you're doing all that cocaine?
Mm, I think the development team has more likely been busy with the cosmetics.
You don't have
And
time.
the cocaine was the management, not the general team.
Yeah, about to say the average employees can't afford cocaine with as little as they're being paid. Fuck that shit. They can't afford that. Shit, cocaine? Maybe on your holiday bonus if you're lucky. If
Yeah,
if you get one.
1 milligram at
Yeah.
most,
Yeah,
or
maybe
a few crumbs, like
yeah,
2 or 3 crumbs.
maybe if you're maybe if you're super duper lucky you can afford some cocaine, but the average employee, you ain't affording no fucking cocaine. That shit's
Hmm.
way too rich for your blood.
It's 2 or 3 crumbs, and then you're still gonna have to roll the dice if it's just either flour or sugar.
Yeah, basically. Shit. Yeah, basically. Goodness sakes. Like, I want to, like, man, I really wish. Like, I know that, like, we're like, the community's partly to blame for games turning into the way that they have been. But
Hmm.
damn, I really wish it didn't have to be this way, because I don't like my games having so many caveats attached to them. It's like, oh, it's a great game, but asterisk, 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 asterisk.
Hmm.
You
It's like a whole
know,
paragraph of asterisks.
yeah. It's like all these asterisks next to it that
Yeah.
completely undermine the entire reason why I might be interested in buying the fucking video game. Not
Hmm.
asking for much here. I'm just asking for a video game that I can buy and play without having to worry about, being online. And look, I don't even live in an area where outages are common. Like, let's just be
Hmm.
clear. Outages for me, the only outage I have on occasion is a power outage, not an internet outage, a power outage. All right. If I don't have internet, that means I don't have power.
Hmm.
That, you know what I mean? Like, that's as far as it goes. I'm not
Yeah.
super concerned about like my internet not being here. That's not really a
Hmm.
concern I have, generally speaking. But
Yeah.
just because that's the case doesn't mean every game I play I want to play online. I don't. You know, it's
Yeah, I would have honestly preferred Diablo that I can play on offline as well.
I don't. Yeah, it has to be, but you could still sell people fucking cosmetics on an offline game. Why do you need it to be online?
Mm,
Because you're online, like,
yeah, you can, but the thing is, with an offline game, you could also mod it,
I mean,
which gives you an inherent factor of you're competing against modders
well,
in that with that.
make some good
So
shit.
yeah,
make
but that
good.
takes effort.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna still do good, make good things, good looking things, but you don't have the competition if you're doing it always online.
God forbid.
So yeah.
Well, if this turns out like anything like I've seen in the past, I'm sure somebody will end up patching in an offline. No.
Nah, this isn't the SimCity 2013 situation here.
I'm not gonna be so lucky. Fair enough.
Nah.
Well, guy can dream, right? Guy can.
Otherwise,
can.
we'd have a Diablo 3 offline,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
which
Fair.
isn't the console version.
That's actually more like ridiculous to me that the version of the game I'm more likely to play is the console version just because I can just play it. I don't have any BS attached to it. So that is like partly really annoying. Like I see like cuz the thing is like for one I feel like PC players just got like a giant fuck you with that one. Like it is kind of a middle finger
Yeah, kind of.
cuz like
Because Diablo 3 had even less of a reason to have it always online, really.
well once they got rid of the auction house.
Yeah,
Once the auction
that
house
was the big.
Yeah, once the
That was the
auction
big
house
thing.
once you remove the auction house, what the fuck point was there? You accomplished nothing by even having it online. It did nothing.
Yeah.
It offered nothing to the player
Mm-hmm.
outside
Yeah.
of forcing me to be online. I guess for check-in, I guess as good as fucking mine because I fucking don't have an answer for you on that one. Congratulations, guys! You really sold us on a. You really sold us on how important the internet is to our ability to play fucking video games to the point to where I now have to be tied to the internet just to fucking play my fucking video games. And now, like, I'm actually just kind of happy. I mean, I'm. They could keep it that way. Fine. I'll save my money. I'll play something else. It's fine. I got plenty of RPGs to play. It's not like I don't got shit I can play. It's fine. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
and thankfully, even with action RPGs, we have alternatives like Grim Dawn, for example.
Yeah, so I have plenty of alternatives. I don't need you that badly. Thank you. As always, everybody, you can find us on a variety of platforms where I am probably not coughing out my lungs and suffering from chest aches from all the coughing I've done. Ranging from Spotify, Google, and Apple, along with our YouTube channel, where our video podcast goes up every single Sunday, except when I'm sick and have the vid, and I'm slightly dying.
And then you don't even need to eat a shoe.
Yeah. Where I'm
We spare you that.
Where I'm slightly dying. And that goes up that goes up every single Sunday. So have fun with that. Along with this Sunday. Cause fuck missing 2 weeks in a row. I'm already behind on everything else I want to do. So, it's fine. It's not a big deal. I'll be fine. I'll get over it. I always get over it. As always, everybody, I hope you all have a fantastic week. Continue playing fucking video games. God knows I'm gonna continue playing fucking video games. I have too many games to fucking play. I will probably never put this fucking console down. This is never... And every turn, a new game comes out that I want to play on it, and I'm just like, oh god, I don't have enough time in the day for another 40-hour RPG, but fuck it, why not try?
Mm-hmm.
What's another
Yeah.
40, 50, 60-hour RPG?
Another entry in the backlog.
Oh, I should tell you. So,
Mm.
my buddy doesn't watch this show, so I could actually show you this. Because
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't keep up with the show like he used to. So I can show you this. I know he won't see it, which is hilarious to
Mm-hmm.
me because that means. So I told him I was gonna send him some stuff, some extras out of my collection I didn't need because I don't shop at
Uh-huh.
GameStop anymore. So I'm not gonna like sell my games off. So I'm like, you could just have
Mm-hmm.
them because like you don't own these kind of games and you always complain about not knowing what RPGs to pick up because he claims there's
Uh-huh.
too much choice in the fucking market, which I think is fucking absurd. But too much choice, too much, like
I mean, you can claim that for pretty much every genre
he says there's too much choice,
by now.
too much
Mm-hmm.
choice. So I was like, you know what? I'll send you some extras. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
extras? He's like, what shit you don't like? I'm like, okay, you know I only really buy shit I like. So if I'm sending you shit
Mm-hmm.
I have I don't need in my collection, it's probably still gonna be like good shit. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
I'd assume so. So I'm one fucking second, CD,
Mm-hmm.
because I have too many of these fucking. So a lot of this happened because I bought stuff on like PlayStation, and then I ended up buying it on Switch because the Switch is
Uh-huh.
portable. Because I really like the
Yeah.
Switch, so then I ended up with a
Mm-hmm.
stack of PS4 and PS5 games. Now
Ah.
that I
Uh-huh.
also have on Switch, which I'm not gonna play on PS4 because I could just play it on Switch.
Uh-huh.
It's this. It's
Alright.
all. It's all. It's all of the. It's all of the. It's
Yeah,
all.
that's a nice stack. That's
all-
quite the stack.
It's all. It's all of these CD. We got Tales of Vesperia.
Uh-huh.
We got some Dot Hack GU.
Mm-hmm.
We got some Digimon because Digimon.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
We got some Disgaea. We got some Disgaea even. Some Disgaea PS4 games
Ah, which
in
ones?
here. So
5 and
1, 4,
and
and 1.
the one complete. Mm-hmm.
So there's a stack.
Alright.
There's a fucking stack of
Mhm.
games. I gotta put these all in a box and ship this shit off. Because I know what's gonna
Mhm.
happen. He's gonna get this fucking box and go, Jesus, how much stuff is in here? And I'm like, don't worry about it. He goes, well, don't you still want these? I'm like, I already have them. Don't worry about it. I already own them all.
Take your time with playing them, but
It's like,
play them.
it's like, yeah. Because like 9 times out of 10, he won't pick up. Or he's like, I don't know what I. He says there's too much choice in this RPG market. I'm like, too much choice. I can't fathom a world where I have too much choice. You know what choice looks like for me? Like the fucking this part of the fucking year only like 3 games comes out that I'm gonna buy. That to me is like fantastic. I'm like, oh my god, I only gotta pick up like 3 things? Oh, fantastic. I could only be so fucking lucky. 3 games, only 3 came out? Oh. You mean how much money I saved this way? Oh. Jesus, only 3 games? I could only dream of such a reality where my life and my wallet are spared the painful truth of a capitalist society. And no, kids, I'm not against capitalism. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear that shit. Rezo's against capitalism. I always knew he was a socialist at heart.
Yeah, your shelves would like to have a word with you.
Yeah, like, believe me, I'm not against capitalism. If anything, this is gonna shock some of you. I am entirely pro-capitalist. If I could be the Monopoly Man, I would be the Monopoly Man.
Well,
That's
be
how-
careful.
Yeah, fine, fuck it, clip that shit. I don't give a fuck. I'll do it myself. I'm gonna clip that shit myself and put it on the YouTube channel. I'm pro-capitalist.
Is that gonna be your first YouTube short?
The first YouTube short on our channel, yeah. Yeah, the one where I cancel myself calling myself a fucking capitalist. Yeah, believe it or not, that's the moment, sir. I'm pro-capitalist. You can't have as much, you can't have stuff. You can't have a room full of stuff like I do and then go, I'm not for capitalism. That's not how this works. All right? I give you money, you give me thing. All right? That's a very reliable system. This is how it works. All right? I inherently support capitalism on that basis by itself. All right? Because you know what the alternative is? The alternative is I have stuff, someone kills me and takes my stuff. I don't want that. That's the alternative. Oh no, socialism though. No, that's the alternative. Someone kills me and takes my stuff. I'm not. I mean, yeah, someone could still kill me and take my stuff, but you know. I'd like to imagine the odds are a little lower. The motivation to kill me and take my stuff is a little lower on the totem pole than without capitalism, where someone's just gonna be like, Billy Club my shit in. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks. Thanks. Well, CD, it's been a fantastic run of the show. That's it. We're done. Show's over. Turn-based Cynic ends. The show is done. There's no more need to do another episode. I've canceled it. You don't have to worry. We're changing the show idea, CD. We're now turn-based capitalists. That is the name of the show. Turn-based capitalists.
The turn-based cynical capitalists.
Yes. I'm turning this into a capitalist-themed video gaming news show. We're going to hit 2 markets.
So I'm going to change this graphic here into a big coin from Mario.
Yeah. It's perfect. I love it. Print it. It's perfect. All right. Have a nice day. I'm going to go cancel this fucking show.